Hello, Glen Blavet. How are you?
Hey Jim, good to see you. It's been a minute.
It has. It has. Thank you so much for joining me today here on Contractor Stories. It is great to see you again. I always refer to you as the water king. That might be a bit much, but when I think of water treatment
Yeah.
for homeowners, I think of you. You help contractors get that great Halo product into the home, don't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, we're contractor centric. We only sell to contractors. We're not on e-commerce or box stores, and we cater to the plumbing, heating, air conditioning contractors of America. Yeah, Jim, you didn't. There's something good news or new news. We're in Canada now, so it's North America.
North America, yeah. Canada. I was talking to someone the other day about Canada, and Canada really isn't all that different than the United States. It's probably the closest country, not just geographically, but in terms of how people live. We use the same type of products. The toilet up there looks the same. The electric current is the same, and it's very similar. So it probably wasn't that difficult to transition into that country.
You know what? They got the same water problems we have here, Jim. People want it. They contractors, they just don't know you have it. And it's a booming industry. It's a great add-on, and I'm having tremendous success across North America today.
I'm sure you know your numbers on this, so I'm gonna ask you this question. What percentage of your contractors that you work with are going to be just plumbers, just in the water treatment area? Because there's people who just do water softeners and reverse osmosis, and then other. How's it broken out?
So, yeah, my categories, I guess there'd be three of them. Be plumbing only, drain only. Well, maybe there's two, air conditioning only, and then, but it's service driven.
Mhm.
And anybody in the service industry can add on or bolt on a new revenue stream. And in, economic times, honestly, when they get worse, for the country or across North America, service contractors look for new revenue streams, and it's water quality. I have a, s- a program. It's called Water Quality as a Profit Center. So,
Yeah,
probably 50% plumbing and then drains fall into it. But,
yeah,
I deal with just drain companies or anybody that crosses that threshold of the door in the
mhm.
service industry. It drives that cost per call down because, like, again, people are spending $160 a month on bottled water with
Yep.
microplastic bits in it. And all you got to do is open your mouth and they're interested in not having to do that.
Well, yeah, I see. I don't have that problem. I have a five-stage reverse osmosis drinking water system,
Here you go.
point of use at my kitchen sink. I
Right.
I am a water plant, right? So I take the city water like a lot of bottle companies do. They'll take the
Right.
city water and they'll just process it. It's not spring water. People get confused between the spring water and
Yes.
basically bottled water, and you can literally for pennies a month have your own water plant.
Yeah, I love that expression. We came I always say industry leading family of products. We're not, when I started this, over 2 decades ago, I had the Halo 5, and that's still my flagship. But I have an RO we just relaunched about 2 years ago, and it has you'll love this. It's 1 gallon of waste to 1 gallon of purified alkaline water because the last cartridge we use adds the minerals back in because most
Oh,
are, I call it dead water.
they take everything out. Yeah.
Take everything out. And it's, if you test it with a pH tester that we supply at no charge, it would be yellow instead of red. I always got a training slogan. Your buddy I was on with last time was Bob at Personal Plumbing here in Oceanside, good friend of ours. And I always said to the guys, I said, if it's not red, it's dead. And every time I see some of these plumbers across the country, they all go, Glenn, if it's not red, it's dead. So it's kind of
Yeah.
catch,
Yeah, it's catchy. Well,
what?
and that's one way to identify, I guess, visually, what your water's like. I work with a lot of contractors coast to coast. people who are in the water treatment business, basically what you call a water softener company, and a lot who I call trifecta, the HVAC electrician plumber guy. And I
Oh,
have some clients that I do direct response radio for, and the way that a direct response radio works is how can we get that homeowner who's listening to the radio show to call for an appointment? And so I'll talk to the HVAC guy and I'll ask them right away, "Do you do water treatment?" And they'll say, "Well, yeah, we do some of that." I said, "That's what we're going to talk about on the radio." And he says, "Why?" I said, "Because everybody consumes water inside. They use it for their dishes and they use it for showering and so forth. And if you can offer a free water test, chances are they have a problem." So that's what we do on the radio. And so the phone rings, they go in, now they can sell them water treatment, HVAC, electric, and plumbing.
absolutely, Jim.
It's a
It's a
leader.
run. It really is.
Yeah.
And for
It
fun,
it
yeah, but
it leads that process, right, Glenn? Um, Water is so essential. And so if you can get people to buy into, maybe my water's not good, regardless of what you do as a home service professional, you're going to get in the door with that first.
yeah, well, it opens the door as a professional, but, again, homeowners are more savvy. I mean, I started this, over 2 decades ago, Halo Waters, and, today's customer, they're very aware of what's, the alerts and articles about water quality across the United States and Canada. I mean, are well informed. How about that? And then and interested in improving their water quality. I call it protecting the health and safety of the homes and family you serve today. And that's my message to the contractors.
There's so much information out there today, and when we hear something about bad water somewhere, where someone's gotten sick or died, parts of Michigan maybe where there's lead pipes or whatever the deal is, right? And so now people start talking about it. It's like air quality as well. Same type of thing. Anything that's going inside us, we should be very, very concerned. And there's a couple of key things that I would like to talk about today. One of them is when you're drinking water, you don't know what's in it. But even if it's purified water, bottled water, we hear about these little plastic pieces in us. And some studies say we have up to a size of a credit card with a plastic in us. And you don't necessarily get that when you have your own RO unit at home.
I like water plant. That's a new. I'm gonna steal that from you.
You
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
But
Making your own water. Yeah.
and it's funny, and you can drink if you drank. Now we did the math. If you drank 8 bottles of water a day,
Hmm.
bottle, you consume 2,000 parts per million of microplastic bits. It weighs the same as a credit card at the end of the year. So 8 bottles a day equals a credit card
Oh,
a
my.
year. And that's something. It's there you go. Just start chewing on that, everybody.
Oh, no. Hopefully most of those plastics are exiting the body, but I know some stay in the body, and it apparently the experts aren't sure what it's gonna look like in 50 or 100 years for us humans,
Finding
but
that
they
they're
don't think it's good for us metabolically.
no, and they're finding plastic in people today. I mean, as you pass away, they're finding stuff, and it can be pretty scary. But yeah, a lot of it does pass through. But what it doesn't all. I mean, is it all passing through? Well, they're finding it. Why take a chance? Make your own. Buy your
Yep.
water plant today and get rid of the risk and save money because
A lo a lot
that's
of money.
the $160 a month people spend on bottled water,
Mhm.
Jim.
Yeah. Glenn, you can't even really measure what it costs once you have your system installed.
Right.
Which which is gonna be that upfront cost, whether you're
Yes.
paying for it today or it's financed with other things. But either way, once that's paid for, filters last a long time. Those don't cost much to replace, and so you could leave the thing on all day, spitting out fresh water, and you really can't measure it. One thing I really like about it as well is even though a carbon filter will take the chlorine smell out, there's
Yes.
something better with the RO, reverse osmosis. So you got the carbon. I like that for a whole house, okay? So I have a whole house water softener and carbon filter. Love it. So it comes into the home, filters it first, at that level, softens the water, then it goes through an RO. So now it's been double filtered. So what are your thoughts on a whole house filter?
Well, what you just described as a highly filtered super softening system, and
Mm.
I love it because the chlorine and the ammonia are very aggressive, and they actually void the warranty on that softener. If you didn't have filtration first, that softening system that you had downstream would the warranty would be void on day one. And that's just
Oh.
that's here's a fun fact that I'll do training. Well, I've been doing trainings for 20 years, over 20 years. Is every toilet tank in America, Jim, if you open up you take the lid off, don't break it. It's got a sticker, and the sticker says, if you add bleach or cleaner, the warranty is void. And that usually gets the contractor's attention. And it's the water that broke it. It's just, it's what's if it's breaking if it's going to void the warranty on your toilet, what's your warranty? Are you voided? You should filter, whole house filter. Your RO filters will last longer. It's usually annual replacement. And it's the membrane, the special filter in there that they inside the RO, reverse
Mhm.
osmosis, that does the heavy lifting as far as purification, right? So you got highly filtered, that's your whole house filter. Then you got purification to make it simple. Then you got sterilization, which is your UV water treatment for extra protection against bacteria and organics. And then you have your softening, which is removing it's ion exchange. It's taking the hard water minerals out and replacing it with sodium minerals. And it is a fun fact is people try to they for years they don't like RO, and especially contractors, because of the risk underneath the cabinets. They'd have leakage. Well, we actually have a pan that if there's a leak, the water gets in the pan, it mechanically shuts it off.
Sure.
So that's been eliminated. And the wastewater. So I don't know if your RO wastes 3 gallons, 5 gallons, or 7 gallons of water per gallon of purified water. So
Mhm.
our new Halo came out of R&D 2 years ago. It's 1 to 1, which is unheard of. So it's 1 gallon of waste to 1 gallon of purified alkaline water because there's an alkaline cartridge in there that's alkaline. It adds alkaline back in. So for the contractor, it's a home run, and I think across the nation, people have more confidence in it, and they don't want to drink. It's always been dead water; it takes out too much, and
Mhm.
there's plenty of alkaline cartridges out there today, Jim. It's a different. They're aware. It's a different market.
Yeah, things have changed. There have been RO products on the market for a very long time. You're on the cutting edge. I love what you're doing for 2 distinct groups. For the end user, you wanna have the best product for the consumer who is drinking that RO water or who has a water softener or a whole house, carbon filter, right? That's great, but you're really helping that contractor. So I wanna talk about how you can help a contractor who is listening to and watching this right now. How can they add this tool to their tool bag sales wise, marketing, if you will? If they're a plumber, an HVAC company, maybe even an electrician. I don't know if you go into that world or not. But if you're in the home, water is a great thing to talk to the homeowner about.
Man, it really is. It's a great add-on, and again, I talked about it earlier. It reduces your cost per call, but we have a program, Water Quality is a Profit Center, and Jim, I've grown a lot in the last couple of years since I met you. I have trainers in every city and every state across the US, and we are now in Canada where we do on-site training followed by online real-time water expert certification, and all they have to do is call the Halo team to start the program. I'll actually get somebody on site to do on-site training, which is unheard of um, in my industry. I mean, that's how big we are today.
I love what you do because you don't just come up with a product with technology, package it, and make it available. Basically, you can order it from us, we'll ship it to you. But we're going to help you help the homeowner understand it, help you as the contractor understand the profit in this and why it's so important as a business to have water as part of it, because that's it. Y Arguably, your business, as far as a contractor is concerned, isn't purifying water. It's really helping contractors make more money and solving that solution of water treatment for the consumer.
Absolutely. I've been holding back on you, Jim. It's the Halo slogan is if you sell one Halo option a week, it's $300,000 in add-on revenue annually. That's just one technician. If you're selling one a day, it's 1.5 million in add-on revenue. It's a big, and there's only 1% of the country has filtration. So it's a big deal. And I'm having so much fun, covering this across the United States and with my team, my trainers, team of trainers across the North America today. But bringing this to the contractors and making it so they have reoccurring revenue. And you talked about replacing cartridges and the Halo family, industry leading family of products. All our cartridges are proprietary. So everything we've done, we talked about my background before. You've had me on before. I had 28 years of owning a plumbing, heating, air conditioning business, but I got 49. Oh my God, years in the industry today. So everything we do is tapered towards the contractor, but bringing them that reoccurring revenue drives down their expense of doing business. And my cartridges are proprietary, guys. So Halo has another slogan is own your customers for life.
Yeah.
Once they buy a Halo product, they have to come back to you because it's not online, box stores, e-commerce. And the only place they can get that replacement cartridge is from you, Jim, once you sell it to them, because it's not available anywhere else. And
That
that's
is so important for your business model, but the business model for the contractor as well.
yeah,
So, for those of you who are listening and watching this, I'll say what Glenn just said. Halo is protecting you. It's like a halo over you. They're protecting you because your customer, after they buy from you, can't buy the product at retail. They can't go online and buy it. They can only buy it from an authorized dealer, and you are that authorized dealer. It's that simple.
it's a simple process, but 99% of the filters out there today, you can get replacement cartridges online. And
Mhm.
that's the majority of the homeowners do. And, if you want to, have real reoccurring revenue, you got to have proprietary products and not available to the public. And that's just who we are. I mean, I get yelled at. Well, I don't get yelled at. My staff does. What do you mean you don't sell direct? What do you mean you don't sell over online? Where's your store? I don't sell
Mhm.
online.
Yeah. No, it's the right thing to do.
And it's our commitment and that was our go-to-market spin contractor only. And I can say this today, Jim, that we're still contractor only.
And it's the smartest way to go. It may be a slower and patient way, but it's going to make your company more valuable, but it's going to make the plumber's company more valuable and the
Absolutely.
HVAC company more valuable because if they decide to sell their business, they have these customers with an official contract or at least an obligation to go back and purchase the proprietary product. And what's really, really cool about this is it's another reason why a technician may need to go back out to the house annually with filters, let's say. Now they're back in the house and they can check the AC unit while they're there, the water heater. Maybe they need a new water heater at that point. So it's not just the money you're making on the water treatment products, it's being inside the customer's house. I say the most important thing, Glenn, is to be welcomed into the house. If you're
Yeah.
welcomed into the house because it's time for a 6-month or annual filter change, whether it be HVAC or for, an RO system, they're welcoming you back in, and now they don't look at you as a threat, they look at you as a solution.
Yeah. And they welcome you back in as people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And that's the bottom line. If they don't like you, they ain't buying. But it's customer retention is a lot of, I've been in business and for many years. And, it's just, if you pay attention to that retention, you're not spending so much on the front side. You always have to advertise, but if they're coming back to you every year and it's like, it's not costing you anything other than you go back, you're charging them to put the
Yeah.
car filters in. It's customer retention with no expense. It's crazy because there's contractors out there that are smart, that are spending a ton of money to keep that customer they already have. And most of us make this mistake as contractors, and guilty, is I'm just looking for the new one all the time instead of
Mm.
hanging on to the old ones, Jim. And I know you know this.
Yep. Yeah, your
Retention.
best new customer is an existing customer. It is
Thank
so
you.
much easier to sell to an existing customer. You went through the know, like, and trust up front. That could have taken a number of touches through advertising, marketing, shaking hands, going to the home a couple of times. But you don't wanna give up that customer. The lifetime value of a customer is such an important component of your business. Many, 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 many businesses are valued on contracts or residual income, contract, like I said, subscription, whatever you wanna call it, belonging to the club. HVAC does that very well, and that's where your money is. Do you know how many HVAC companies I talk to that in the winter, they're starving. And I'm like, "Well, how about your service contracts?" "Well, we've never done those." "Well, you might wanna consider it."
It's a big deal. It adds, when you come to that day when you want to sell, it adds to the value of your company, which is essential. You mentioned electricians real quick. Anybody that's an electrician that is watching this podcast, I have electrical companies that sell halos, across the country and do very well at it.
Mm.
Because once you cross the threshold and you make a friend, they know, like, and trust you. They'll buy it, basically buy anything you put out there.
Glenn, it's so interesting you say that. I've been working with contractors for over 20 years, and a contractor who goes into the house, who's doing something like a handyman work. Great example. A
Yeah.
handyman gets into a house to paint a door, and then the homeowner says, "Can you replace the ceiling fan?" And the handyman's like, "Never done that before, but I'll do it." And then they're like, "Well, can you retile my bathroom?" "Sure." And so because the homeowner wants to hire the person
Yeah.
or the company again. And so I always go to Amazon before I go to any other online retailer. I know Amazon. I trust Amazon. They have my credit card and it's easy one click away. I
Uh,
know the return policy, so they have my business for life. So I can buy I might buy my next car from them if I can. You can buy home service, professional services from them. And so people wanna keep buying from who they know, like, and trust.
that's it. That's the bottom line, Jim. And contractors out there today, it's all about reoccurring revenue. And you put a halo in, Jim, and I said over 2 decades, 10 to 12 years later, they're calling up, and I'm coaching my Halo Nation. Make sure you're sending out a notice. You've hit your 10 years, your media's expired. Let us come out and give you a price for. Let's look at installing a new one today. And I'm turning a ton of business and replacement. We don't rebed, Jim. Some of the water guys you've
Yeah.
worked with over the years.
Yep.
We don't do the carbon. We don't do the media at Halo. I don't sell it. I won't, by the head's 10 years old, just put in a new one.
Mhm.
Less headache for everybody. That's our model.
Yeah, after a
Replace.
certain amount of time, it's better to replace
And a lot of guys go, well, where's the meat? No, we don't. We recommend replacement. So there you go.
yeah,
Reoccurring revenue every 10 years.
yeah. For the home service professionals that are more advanced, not looking for the phone to ring today with a new customer, but to get recurring business, it can be as simple as sending out postcards,
Yeah.
even a letter if you wanted to remind those customers you have that have the water softener, that have an RO, for maintenance. An email. Email still works. These are simple things you can do. Of course, there's now texting, which is very popular. But even if you just email Glenn and reminded people, "Oh yeah, I forgot about the water softener.
Right.
I haven't done any maintenance on that thing in over a year. Let me call them."
Yeah.
So don't forget, once you install it, is not a one and done. This is recurring revenue, good
Yes.
profit, and it leads to the next job in water heaters, HVAC system, a new roof, insulation, whatever your other business may be.
Yeah, top of mind awareness, Jim. That's it, man. That's where it's at. They're gonna remember. They're not gonna know why, but they're gonna see your sticker on the water heater, your
Mhm.
sticker on the halo, and on the garbage disposal. I grew up in the era where they had believe it or not, those big thick books, they were called yellow pages.
Oh, yeah.
I ran my company out of yellow pages, and these guys go, "What the hell is that, Jim?"
Yeah.
But it was all about stickers, and put your name on there, and I mean, and that still works today, because 'cause they're walking by and they're seeing your sticker on that piece of equipment, and they're gonna remember, and then when they have a problem, they're gonna go, "Oh, ABC Plumbing or AB
Yeah.
J&J Electric," whatever. It doesn't They see it, and it's top of mind awareness, and that's how we keep these, technicians engaged. So the contractors out there that are interested in a new revenue stream, water quality is a profit center. It's a program, and you got to keep them, alert. And they're getting so good at driving revenue today, Jim.
Mhm.
These contractors are very sophisticated. I was the guy that, hey, I got another call, and then never talked to him again for 10 years. you know, that had so many calls to run because I was priced too cheap until
Yeah.
I raised my price up, and then, "Oh, I made more money, and I'm not burning all the fuel gas, the fuel bill went down." For me, it was trial by error, unfortunately, and I think 80% of the contractors all start with their own pickup truck and a and
Mhm.
a a will and a want to succeed and a drive to make it happen, outworking your competition. But I see these guys today across the country where they have full-time trainers just for the plumbing department, and they meet every morning, and it's just amazing on what they accomplish with this reoccurring training weekly, biweekly, but even daily. I got companies that are $100 million companies that are trained, but they meet every morning. That's crazy. And they're
Yeah,
very
no,
successful.
but that's the way to do it today. Um, so Glenn, can you explain in brief what
Uh-oh.
you can offer to a contractor who wants to add this on as an offering? It's not just the product, there's some back end of this too, training and all that. Can you explain in brief what the offer is to the contractor?
So any contractor across North America that wants to add water quality as a profit center, we have a paint by numbers program. And it starts with an contact. You contact the Halo team at 800-591-0538. Starts with, you got to contact them, and then we will take our local reps that are one of our training reps will reach out, discuss, have a key team meeting, discuss what the training looks like, so you know what you're getting into before we show up. You're comfortable with it, and we'll do on-site training, and then we get all the technicians emails, personal or company, and we put them into our software. So we have online real-time water expert certification that people can go online and get a certificate of completion,
Mhm.
the certified water expert. They get a badge, they get a halo badge that says water expert. I happen to have one. Water expert, Glen Blavet. It's got a magnetic strip on the
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
And, so it's a program, and then re continued education. We constantly come up with, alerts and new programs, that we offer, but it's that simple. You schedule training, online real-time water expert certification. We supply all that at no charge. Books, flyers, test kits. That's right, Jim. I said test kits. Where's my wife? We're a family-owned business. I probably send out about 3,000 test kits a month at no charge, just across the United States. So we're constantly supplying materials, and we have what's called a Jedi kit that we send out after training. We want to keep the guys motivated because if
Mhm.
they hear the name, oh, hopefully it's Halo, but it's water filtration. But it's honestly when they realize that their job is to protect the health and safety of the nation as plumber. But that's every service tech. You, as a heating tech, you're not going to walk away from a furnace that fires when it turns on, flames blow out and open the door. You know, we're we're that generation or that we're that breed that wants to protect the health and safety of people and the health and safety. I like saying health and safety of the nation. And so we point out what they're actually doing by adding water quality is protecting the health and safety of I like to say homes and families they serve today first and foremost. And it's passionate and being a service tech myself for in the field for 25 years, that was what I was doing, man. I felt so good after I did a job. And the water quality, that's exactly what you're doing. And it's, air scrubbers, water scrubbers. And if you're a AC company that's branching off into this is how they go. They go AC, then they go tank or tankless water heater because it's a simple add-on. And there
Mhm.
might be some electricity, there's some venting. Well, they're all familiar with that. So it's easy. And they're already in the equipment room. But I like to go tankless, and halo, go together like peanut butter and jelly. It just fits.
It
And
does.
it's just a great revenue stream. So if they're listening today, it's as simple as reaching out to the Halo team at, call the 800 number. Oh,
And I'm
no,
go and I'm
you're gonna
gonna
say
put
that.
all of Glenn's information in the show notes. And on that note, Glenn, I know we can talk for days.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get you back on the podcast again. This was fantastic to touch base with you again, get an update, and to educate all the contractors out there of what they should consider adding on, which is what I like to call water treatment, right? It's water purification, it's softer water, it's everything that people really want and need, but
Yes.
they don't necessarily know about it and they don't know who to go to. And you as the contractor should be the go-to person.
Well, we're the contractor's friend. We got their back. So reach out to us. We're there for them. Jim, thank you for having me on the show. It's always great. You're an awesome guy. Anytime you want to talk about water, I'm there.
Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Have a good day.